All right, so it says the mean hourly pay of an American Airlines flight attendant is normally distributed with a mean, and I'm going to type that right here, a mean of $31 per hour and a standard deviation of $4 per hour. What is the probability that the hourly pay of a randomly selected flight is between the mean and $36, more than 36, less than 23? All right, so all of these you actually work by finding the z-score, and I'll show you there's actually another way of doing it, but the z-score is where you take x minus mu over the standard deviation. You know mu, that's mu, the mean, and you know the standard deviation, and x are these values right here. So this first one, if it's between the mean, so let's draw a normal curve so we can see what this looks like. The mean is 31 and is between the mean and 36. So 36 would be somewhere right here. We don't know exactly where it is. What they're asking you to do is find this area right here. So when you work these problems and you find the area, it gives you, you can find the area up to this z value and then the area up to this z value, and you could subtract them, because think about it, if you're finding all this area, all up here, and then you subtract this out, that would give you this area here in the middle. And I mentioned there's a couple of ways to do this. One way is to find these z values. And so I show right here, how do you find the z value? Well, it equals my x, which would be 31 in this case, minus 31, which is the mean, divided by the standard deviation. So we already know up to the mean, or hopefully you recognize, this is 50% of our data, right? Because that's half of it. Well, let me find this z-score, which is my x, which is 36, minus my mean, divided by my standard deviation, which is 4, and I get this value. So those are just the z-scores. From the z-scores now, I need to figure out the actual area. And to do that, I can find, and let's just do this one for fun. We know it's supposed to be 0.5 equals norm dot s dot dist. Notice it says, what is the z? And I can either type it, or I'm going to just click on it because I might reuse this. And then comma and true, because I want it to add up all of those values. I want it to add the probabilities from the bottom up to that value. I click enter, and yep, like I said, that should be 0.5. Do the same thing here, norm.s.dist, my z 1.25, and true, add up all those probabilities. So to find this shaded area, I would take equals the whole area minus the 0.5, and that would give me this answer. So the first part is it's asking you, to go through and find the z values, which is this 1.25, but then to find this area, 3944 rounded. And notice up here, you can even round this, because somewhere in this problem, oops, I'm clicking the wrong way. Somewhere in this problem, it tells you to round immediate calculations to 2 decimal, but then your final answer. So what they mean by the immediate calculations, that's the z values. And remember I told you there's actually another way you could do this. There's another formula, which is equal norm.dist. Notice I didn't put the .s. The .s is for standardized, where you're getting z values. And what if I'm too lazy and I really don't want to find those z values? Notice here it asks you for the x value. So my x value is 31. I'm sorry, my x value is 36. My mean, 31. My standard deviation, 4. And still cumulative, because I want to add all this up. So remember, you start a formula with Excel with an equal sign. Norm.dist, 36, 31, 4, and true. Notice I get this same area, but you had to recognize you have to subtract this piece out. You could even do all this in one step. Watch this. Minus norm.dist, my x value 31, my mean 31, my standard deviation 4, and then true. And so I have one big long formula that gives me, notice, the same answer. And so the next one says more than 36 hours. Well, or I'm sorry, more than 36 per hour. Well, if you look at this, let me see if I can get my drawing tools back and get another color here. More than 36 would be this area. And remember, this entire curve has to add to 1, or 100 if you're looking at percentage. So if this entire curve has to add to 1, I could easily find this because I found all of this already by taking 1 minus the 0.89435. And so let me do that. Heck, let's just do it right here. Move you kind of out of my way. And so the probability that x is more than 36 would be 1 minus the probability that it's less than 36. So that would be that value, okay? And so this one up here, let me write it so you can see how it would be written out. This would be the probability that we're between 31 and 36. And that probability we found by this formula right here. So I'll write it out for you to even see it again. So norm.s.dis, oops, we're not going to do the .s. So the mean 36, standard deviation, oops, I ran out of room there, 36, the mean 31, 4, true, minus the 31, 31, 4. I'm just kind of retyping this again so you're seeing the formula twice. And I hit enter, and so I got that value. So that's my first answer, and this is my second answer. Now this is less than 23. Well, I don't see that I did anything with 23 here. Now I'm going to use Excel, but you really should get to the point where you're drawing. I think it's very helpful to draw this stuff so you can see it. So less than 23 would be somewhere down here, right? That would be this area right here. So the probability, the probability x is less than 23. Well, let's use that same formula. Equals norm dist, my x 23, my mean never changes, my standard deviation never changes. And if I hit enter, I get my correct answer. And once again, remember that they want these, if I can click on it and go the right way, they want these in 4 decimal places. And there you go.